Today I'm going to be reviewing the Scarlet Pimpernel. This is a brand new Kickstarter game put out by Eagle Gryphon Games, designed by Brian Kelly and artist Ian O'Toole. Now please keep in mind this is a prototype copy of this game. This is not the final version. The art might change slightly. Some of the rules might change here and there. The Scarlet Pimpernel, for example, is going to have a custom shaped meeple, so keep that in mind when you're watching this review. As always, please be sure to subscribe down below to get all of our future videos. Now, this game takes place in 1793 during the Reign of Terror in France. The guillotine is red with blood, and that includes the blood of innocents, and only one man can protect those innocent people, and that is the Scarlet Pimpernel. You are a member of the League of the Scarlet Pimpernel, and your goal is to be his most trusted advisor. You do that with resources to help him along his path, to be able to achieve missions, to be able to get him additional politicians on his side. Your goal is to be there for him at every chance. But the problem is there's other people vying for his attention and love, so you need to be working harder than everyone else to save the lives of innocent people. Throughout the game, you will move throughout England, France, through Paris, as well as in the final mission, you will whisk the French heir off to Vienna in Austria to finish out the final round of the game. One of the great things about this game is it's very easy to teach, it's very easy to learn, and I consider it a possible future gateway game, especially because it scales really well between 2 or 6 players. So you can play it at home with your spouse, or you can bring it to a big family gathering. It plays equally fun at all levels, any amount of players that you have involved with it. You will be using your character to help the Scarlet Pimpernel in a variety of different ways. You can help him by creating a trail for him to follow from point A to point B, which will change with each round. You can purchase additional resources like carts or horses to be able to help his followers to be able to escape. You might also be able to secure him additional politicians to his side. On your turn, you can also move from various locations in order to access things in those different countries or in the city of Paris. Depending on the various actions that you take on the board, you'll also earn the special favors of various characters throughout the game that will give you bonus actions that you can take on your turn. Finally, when all is said and done, the person with the most points wins the game. As I mentioned before, one of the great things about this game is it's very easy to teach, it's very easy to learn, and as the game develops, you do learn different strategies that might be able to help you out. You become better at the game, you become better at using your resources and your turns. You learn when you've overextended yourself versus when you haven't done enough. I ended up playing it with a 6-player game on my game night, and I learned some strategies that I hadn't thought of when I was playing at home with my wife that I was able to then come home and still lose to her. So it ended up not helping me, but I learned something that I thought was interesting and I tried it out and it failed. Now, the base version of the game calls for 7 rounds. It also offers a variant of a short version of the game, which is 4 rounds. We personally felt that the 4-round version of the game was the sweet spot for us. Another nice aspect of the game is it has almost unlimited variability. The cards, each location that you go to is going to be different every time. Each of the locations on the map is going to be different every single time. The favors, there's a deck of favors that you can put on each player. They give you a starter deck that they recommend, the cards with little stars on them, but there's also additional ones that work really well. We found that the ones that gave points for your actions were a little bit overpowered, but you can choose to remove those from the deck and still have plenty of cards to work with, which is another nice aspect of the game. The game also felt like it could do well with expansions, something that would add additional complexity to the game, various additional favors, new special favor cards that could come out, the cards on the board itself. You could maybe have different things that you're trying to achieve. It felt like something that would work well with this game. One of the things that's nice about this game, of course, is the art. The art is put out by Ian O'Toole, who's done the designs for some of my favorite games of all time, mostly the ones put out by Vita Lacerda, Lisboa, Vinhos, Gallerist, the upcoming CO2 game that just went out on Kickstarter. The characters look beautiful, the map itself is really fun to look at, and opening it up just looks really cool. It's bright and beautiful and really adds to the theme of the game. So what's not working with it? Well, our main issue with the game is each round is somewhat similar. It doesn't change a lot. You do have less tokens in the final round, and you have a lot more tokens in the first round. And as the game goes on, you're going to be developing strategies, putting tokens in different locations to save towards the end. But there isn't a huge change in feel from beginning to end. There isn't necessarily a climax for the game. That's not something that I think of as a huge issue for something that I put in a gateway game category. But for us, we would have preferred a little bit more intense action towards the end. Now, for Kathy and I personally, we really like games that make you hurt, that put you through the ringer, that make you have to sweat and decide what is the least bad decision I can make. But not everybody likes that kind of game, and for those people, this is the perfect game. It's lighthearted, it's fun. Every cube you put down on the board is going to get you points. You're not going to feel like you're struggling or hurting. You're just going to have fun making points, putting things down on the board, and that's why I totally put it in the gateway category, because this is going to be fun for people who aren't ready to be smacked in the face by a game. They're going to go into it, go, wow, I had a really good time. I didn't hurt, I didn't suffer. What's the next game I can play? So that to me is why this game is perfect in the gateway category. And of course, there's going to be a deluxe version of the game, something that Eagle Gryphon spares no expense when they put together. You're going to have thicker cardboard tokens for the special favors with insets on the characters that are helping you out, custom-shaped meeples for each of the characters, and not to mention there's going to be a custom guillotine first-player token, which I think is really cool. If you get a chance to look at it on their Kickstarter page, I definitely recommend checking it out. And for my friends in the Chicago area, April 27th through the 29th is Gaming Hopla up in Mundelein, Illinois. Now, all proceeds for this con go to the Aurora Cancer Center, and we will actually be putting a game for you to potentially win in the best raffle ever. So we hope to see you guys there. It's an awesome little convention. We definitely recommend going to it. As always, if you like this video, hit the like button down below. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss one. And as always, have an awesome day.